the disdain for TikTok, and especially witch talk.
If you would like to learn about fairy folklore, delve into modern fairy faith spirituality, and explore fun and fanciful fairy-themed events, please subscribe to Fairy Fortunes for new videos every Friday.
Hello, my fair friends. I'm Ruby Ruse, and welcome to Fairy Fortunes. On today's episode, I wanted to talk a little bit more about TikTok. When I released a recent video on protection talk, a TikTok trend, a lot of people on my various social media platforms were talking about how much they hate witch talk. And that kind of made me sad because I really enjoy the TikTok platform. The only thing that I don't really enjoy about it is that, you know, you'll go on TikTok and then it's like 3 hours later. Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about it is it just, you get sucked in and the time just disappears. I have to be careful. I've gotten into the habit now where I set timers for myself with TikTok. So when the timer goes off, I close the program. That's what I do. So that's been somewhat helpful, somewhat. Sometimes I ignore the timer though. On the protection talk, I did kind of go on a rant about protection because I was just really, I explained in the video that I was really confused because I do sometimes think that that's a little bit of a gatekeeping where you're like, oh, you need to be protected. Oh my God, you know, you can't do that without protection. Just do it. Do the thing. But that said, the magical community is sending a lot of hate towards the TikTok witch community, which I don't really think that they deserve all the hate that they get. I really don't. The one thing that I love about the young people doing witch talk, some of these people are like still teenagers, like they haven't even hit their 20s. And here they are actually out there and they are doing magic and they are being spiritual and they are sharing their content for everyone. Like, how incredible is that, you know? Like, that's more than a lot of people do. Another thing, I'm like, is there really honestly a wrong way to do magic? Like, is that even like possible? I'm really not sure that it is, you know? It's magic. We're talking about altering the course of our own fate. We're talking about creating change in our own lives. And if you accomplish that with TikTok, if you accomplish that as a young person doing something that someone my age has never done before, it doesn't matter. You're creating change. You know, you're shaping the fate of your life. Like, I don't think it matters if you're doing it the right way. Like, what right way? What right way are we talking about? You know, the reality is this. Aleister Crowley, I think he made up a lot of stuff. Like, he made it up out of the top of his head. Now, maybe he was channeling, you know, maybe like these ancient beings were talking to him. I'm really not a fan of Crowley. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of Aleister Crowley. That actually might have to be a video. There was a lot of things wrong with that man. At the end, his life was really quite miserable. And I'm kind of the mind, if you're really the magician that you purport yourself to be, I'm not sure that your life should have ended up there, you know? I don't know. But like I said, that's a topic for another day. So, but my point is like, here's this magician that everybody holds up as esteem. Oh, he was doing magic the right way. And he died a horrible death. Like, he died alone in poverty, and, you know, it was awful. So what right way are we talking about, you know? And even Gardner, like, did he make it up? Like, does it matter? Like, it's magic. It's imagination. So yeah, all magic is made up. The idea is to create symbols that have meaning for you, that fuel you and inspire you and motivate you to actually physically do things in the world. Because here's the thing about magic. If you're not actually manifesting something, then what are you doing? You're not doing anything. Magic is about manifestation. It's about what you do. What is the action? Magic is action. And these TikTokers are active. Some of us are complaining a lot about the TikTokers, and we don't have anything to show for ourselves. So that's something that we, I think, as a magical community have to consider before we so harshly judge others, and especially the younger community. Like, what are we doing? And I'm just excited to see people believing, you know, like how many of us in the magical community have been put down by people that we know, friends and family. Oh, you believe in fairies. I'm so sorry. Or Ruby Ruse believes in fairies and magic. Like, we get made fun of all the time. And here are these people putting themselves out there, and they believe, and they're doing. It's incredible. Like, we should really be supporting them and be excited for them. On Tumblr, I read an article that they do like emoji magic. Magic with emojis. And I was like, I don't think I want to do that, but maybe we should. Maybe we should try it and see what results we get. Because these young people out there writing those emoji spells, they're writing them, they're doing them, they're using them, and they're working for them. Like, if they're getting results with emoji magic, like, maybe we should not judge them so harshly, you know? Some people are talking about Witch Talk having misinformation. One of the things that I saw on Twitter was a conversation about Christian witches and how a young TikToker was arguing that a Christian witch is an oxymoron. I mean, I can attest that I came from an entire family of Christian witches, so I do know that that is not only possible for me, it was my reality for a very long time. The other thing is before we harshly judge that young TikToker, maybe we need to understand where they're coming from. For me, especially, growing up Christian was difficult because I would go to Bible school and they would be teaching all these stories about magic and magicians and witches and how awful they were. And I'm like, that's me. And I remember very distinctly in my life, my Aunt Maddie, who was my main magical teacher growing up, very clearly saying to me that good Christian girls weren't supposed to do what we did. So basically, I had this idea in my head that we were less than, that we were tainted, and I even had ideas that I bore the mark of Cain. And there was nothing that I could do about it, and I was evil and I was awful. Like, I was 7. Like, coming from my own experience, I can appreciate where these young people are coming from, because I can see it through the lens of my own personal experience and why they may think that Christianity is so at odds with magical practice. And in this discussion on Twitter, I actually didn't engage because I was just like, you know what, I don't want to go there. One woman was talking about, oh, well, the Witch of Endor. Yes, she wasn't Christian, I'll have you know. And when Saul came to see her for necromancy, she thought she was going to die. Because Saul had killed all of the other witches like her. That was the story. She wasn't Christian. Everybody like her was killed by Christians, if we remember the story correctly. But I wasn't in the mood to judge people. I wasn't in the mood. I'm not here to correct people. I don't want to get into that. I'm right and you're wrong, you know. I'm not sure that that really solves anything except makes people feel bad, you know. I'm just really not interested in doing that. I think that instead of making fun of the TikTok witches, if you honestly don't like what's on Witch Talk and you're a magical practitioner, I think that you should get a tripod for your cell phone and start making TikToks of your own. I only have one TikTok video up right now at the time of this recording, and it's because that is a challenging platform. Like, I don't even know how to do all those trends. Like, the editing, all of the effort that goes into making those videos, that's work. So instead of criticizing, why don't you step up to the plate and start making your own, is my personal opinion. But you know what? Hats off to the TikTokers, because they're doing something entirely unique. For an entirely different perspective that might be on the verge of complaining about TikTok, you might also enjoy watching my video, Protection Talk, a TikTok trend. Please be sure to check me out on social media. All of my handles will be in the description box down below. And please remember that I do have a website, www.fairyfortunes.com, where I offer readings for sale, products, blog articles, and I even have a list of upcoming appearances and performances. And with that, have a magical day.